Good afternoon, redheaded step family. Oh, this is your big brother Red, delivering some very good news and some very bad news all in one little sitting here. We're going to start with the good news, but I'm going to give some people a moment or two to roll in. I'm going to talk about something else I found interesting. This is probably more for the guys. If you guys remember back in 1977, the band Kiss, who I really lost faith in about 81, but as an 8-year-old, they were the coolest thing on earth. And they put out the world's corniest movie called Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. And hello, Gibby. And Gibby, you're going to hear, we just talked about this on the phone. I'm starting out a little slow to let people roll in. But Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park was a super corny movie on NBC. And after the death of Ace Frehley, I wanted to rewatch it. So I looked it up on eBay and I got a bootleg copy. I got 2 copies. One copy was the original NBC, and then the second copy was an international version where they took out all the corny music, the generic corny, for lack of a better word, PORN music. And they replaced it with songs that were on the 4 solo albums. And then they re-edited the movie. And the re-edited international version was very good. And I was very surprised. So for $8.95, I got 2 bootleg copies of that movie. I did enjoy it. I would have never picked up a guitar if it wasn't for Ace Frehley. I got my first guitar when I was about 8 years old, and the only rock band I knew about was Kiss. And then when they took their makeup off in 81 and they got Vinnie Vincent, who is now no longer a man, and he's actually not a 100-pound dude anymore. He's about my size. Well, he's about my size female now. I lost interest in the band around 81. So I would recommend if you are feeling a little emptiness in the death of Ace Frehley, I am recommending you go spend the $8 on eBay for the bootleg. Michigan Swamp Hoppers in the house. So let's start out. First, the good news. Ironically, my channel was demonetized last week while I was live streaming with Gibby and raising awareness about Gibby's church family's shelter for people without homes, people who are stuck in the cold. And that's when I was demonetized, actually, during that live stream, which is ironic, which says a lot to me. That I am promoting God's children at work, and the devil demonetizes me. And we all know who the devil is, and we've all seen blatant public displays of their demonicness in the last 10 years. And I always knew I was dancing with the devil, and I even had a conversation with Killer Fuzz, who was like, you know, if you monetize Red Step Stacker, I got 1 million views in October on Red Step Stacker. And that's a lot of money. And Red Step Stacker gets a lot of views, and I could make several $1,000s a month if Red Step Stacker was demonetized. But I always felt like I'd be taking money from the enemy. My justification for Explore America is that I'm just creating neutral content that is intended to lift spirits and make people feel better, give them a warm, fuzzy feeling during the turbulent times that we live in. That was the entire premise of the channel. That's why I justified taking money from the enemy, and that's why I justified putting content on the devil's platform. So let's take a quick look at what happened with Gibby's fundraiser for his church family. And I say church family, here's something very interesting. The church that I've belonged to and that my daughter grew up in is in the by far the most wealthy part of Illinois, and probably in the top 5 most wealthiest parts in the United States. And my church, as a matter of fact, in my church, it's not unusual to have several Chicago Bulls and several Chicago Bears sitting in the audience during a service. It's not unusual at all, because we're talking about the area between north side of Chicago to the south side of Waukegan. Waukegan is a very, very awful place. It's equal to the worst parts of Detroit. It's a very crappy suburb. And then when you get through Waukegan, you're into Wisconsin. So that entire area between Chicago and Waukegan is extremely wealthy, extremely wealthy. I have been to castles, literal castles, built of cement, not brick, not wood, just cement. I've been to actual castles on the North Shore. As a matter of fact, our favorite person, Harold Ramis, also lived on the North Shore, and even not even nearly as nice as a house as there are houses in his own neighborhood. So my church is in the epicenter, the home church. Okay, this is where the story gets interesting. And my home church, when I joined many years ago, there was 3 locations. And what they do is the pastor of each location will go up and talk for 5 or 10 minutes and then introduce the sermon. A screen comes down, and then they live stream the sermon to each one of the campuses. Well, today we have 21 campuses, but we don't even have one homeless shelter. We actually have a gigantic gymnasium that is not being used 6.5 days a week. It's only used for during church service for the older kids, 6th grade and up, to go to. And my church now has approximately 21 different locations around the Midwest, and none of them include a shelter for people who don't have a place to live. None of them. Gibby's church, which has 100 members or less, 30 families or less, their church family took all of their money and they didn't build a church. They built a shelter. They built phase 1 of Gibby's church is to build the shelter, and they did. And it is active, and it is now year-round. Their previous shelter was inside city limits. The city would not let them go any farther than November to March. They had to shut down for the rest of the year. And they were only allowed to be open 12 hours a day at night, based on city laws. So Gibby's 30 families, church families, went outside the city limits, bought land. Now they're operating 24/7, and they don't have a church. They've got a homeless, I'm sorry, you can't say homeless. They have a shelter for people without homes. And phase 2 is to build the church behind the shelter. Well, I promoted that, and 4 people that watch this channel put all of the money the $1,125 you see is 4 people. Okay? We know who 3 of them are. I am the $25 guy. 2 people put in $500 each. And we don't know who the one person is. I mean, we know their real life name, but we don't have any way to connect that to a YouTube name. And maybe they don't want to be connected. Maybe they don't want to be known. But we have... It may be somebody that I know very well. It may be somebody who only saw me once. I don't know. But I want to extend a big internet hug to all three of you women who funded Gibby's total. Here, let's look. Gibby's goal and Gibby's final tabulation. Sorry, my fingers aren't working good today. Whew. So there we go. Here's Gibby's treasures. This is his team. They raised $1,125. The goal was $1,000. The overall, I believe, for the church was just under $32,000. Their goal was $40,000. I think that's pretty good for a fundraiser for a town out in the middle of nowhere, Midwest USA. I mean, he lives in a really, really small town, like the size of Mayberry. So that is the good news. I do want to thank all those people. I wish I don't know why I want so bad to know who that other person was. But it's just so they know that I am thanking them. And I also thank the other two women who are very integral parts of this channel, which brings us to our next subject. So we're doing the live stream, and I'm promoting Gibby's Out All Night. If you see those videos where Gibby's dressed like Evel Knievel, where Gibby's out in the cold all night, and he slept in a cardboard box, and he live streamed the whole thing, and it was really a great live stream. I was very proud of him. He's actually going to take the best parts of that live stream and repost it as a shorter video. And so as we were promoting that, we were demonetized. And I was demonetized for, I'm going to show you the video in which I'm going to show you my response to, I had to make a response video and send it to YouTube, and I'm going to share that with you in a moment. But here, let's go after I was demonetized. You'll see why I was demonetized. It was for putting up a video that was reused content without providing commentary. My argument was, I have 387 comments on this video. All of those comments are referring to the title of my video. The title of my video was the commentary. It was Dave Chappelle talking about heroes and cowards. And it was a 29-second video. Dave Chappelle says less than 30 words in that video. So what, am I going to come up with a 2-hour commentary or even a 1-minute commentary on 30 words? The title of the video itself is the commentary. So let's take a look at that now. This video is an appeal to remonetize my channel, which can be found at Explore America on YouTube. This video is in response to my demonetization of my Explore America channel, where a YouTube monitor claims that my video lacks commentary or significant commentary. This 29-second YouTube Shorts title is Dave Chappelle on Charlie Kirk. The subject of this video is Dave Chappelle commenting on the difference between cowards and heroes. Claiming that there is no commentary by me in this video is incorrect. The title of the video, which was significant enough to get the response of 387 people on YouTube. I posted this video because I felt that Dave Chappelle's comments strongly related to the situation, and the unfortunate situation, of Charlie Kirk. All 387 comments on this video are a direct response to my title of the video, which is my commentary. If, in fact, my title was not my commentary, then none of these 387 people would have anything to disagree with. If I simply named this video Dave Chappelle, none of these comments would exist. 387 comments would not make sense. And please note that I have pinned a comment that disagrees with me to give everyone a voice. These comments only make sense because I put my commentary in the title of the video. Although the title of this video is short, it clearly is significant commentary because 387 people decided to agree or disagree with the title itself. I am not a YouTube scammer. It requires me to get in a car, a plane, or a train to create content for my YouTube channel. I have almost 600 videos, most of which required me to travel across the country just to get to the point where I was going to make the video. I just got done spending 74 hours on a train to make a short series of videos. I will never recover that investment. I understand if you want to demonetize my channel, this is your game. The only time the rules are easy to find is when you break them and then you present them to me. Otherwise, I learned the rules through word of mouth through other YouTubers. It would be nice if in the YouTube Studio app, there was a little button I can click on to see all the rules. I am subscribed to the YouTube creator page. I was not able to find a video on the YouTube creator page that addresses this problem specifically. I've invested almost 6 years into creating original content for YouTube. Every time I've made a mistake, I have recourse corrected, and I've stayed within the bounds of any rules that have been presented to me by YouTube. My YouTube Premium Family membership is based on me being able to pay for it through my YouTube monetized channel. My monetization is based strictly on membership, and I make little to nothing on ads as far as I know. The message that I received to let me know that I was demonetized was very cryptic. You did not tell me what video specifically that you had a problem with. I am completely guessing right now. It was also suggested at the bottom of that message that I could reamp by trying to achieve 4,000 viewing hours and 10 million views in YouTube Shorts. It didn't say and or. It looks like I had to do both. I have paid my dues on YouTube. I have earned my stripes. I am an old man. Creating content is extremely expensive in the genre in which I have chosen. I have no intention from starting from scratch. I hope that you see that I am a positive, good vibe, warm and fuzzy feeling creator that only intends to bring up the level of happiness on YouTube. I do not create videos where ladies are getting arrested for shoplifting, or people are fighting in the streets, or people are triggered by words, or these two people are fighting over this, that, and other thing. I am providing happy content, good vibration content that is intended to lower people's anxiety level. In addition, I'd like to add that YouTube needs a good vibration button where we could not have to see all the ugliness in the world that gets so many clicks, that gets so many ads seen, and just happy, warm, fuzzy content. Thank you very much for your time and have a beautiful day. All right. All right. Now, it took them a day and a half to watch my video. It said it would take up to 14 days, and this is what I got back from them. Here we go. Okay, now refused. Okay, oh. Let me see if this is the one. There might be another one. Oh, now look at this. Look where I circled. There's also another violation with your channel, which we didn't bother telling you about before you made your little video trying to appeal for your monetization. Look at that. Look at that. Channel violates other policies. See, number 2, that's the one they told me, reused content. That's what I was demonetized for originally. But now, all of a sudden, there's more violations that they could have told me about the first time, and I could have addressed in the original video, but now that's not an option. Edit your channel and reapply. Here's what you got to do to reapply. I don't get to reapply until I get 4,000 hours. Oops, where'd that come from? Okay, I got to get 4,000 viewing hours, which I'm pretty close to. If I did a couple all-nighters and you guys tuned in, if I did like took like 10 episodes and put them on loop and you guys watched them all night long while you were falling asleep and getting ready for work that day, I could probably easily achieve that 4,000 hours. But 10 million YouTube short views? No way. I'm not even trying. And here's the good news. Here's the other part of the good news. So this was a trap, and whether it's a political trap because I'm connected to the Red Step Stacker channel, or they're just trying to get rid of some of the smaller channels because it's a pain in the butt to write checks for $100 or $200 every month, or make deposits for $100 or $200 every month, whatever it is. You can reapply starting February 3rd, 2026, as long as your channel meets the following requirements. I'm not going to get a 10 million views on any. I'm not even going to try. I have no desire to. I have no desire to. You know what you got to do to get a 10 million views on a video? You got to put something out there that raises someone's anxiety. The original reason I didn't want to monetize the Red Step Stacker channel, because everything I put out there raises people anxiety and makes them go to sleep worrying at night. And I don't want to make money off of people worrying at night. I want to make money off of people feeling warm and fuzzy, and me delivering something that lowered their blood pressure a little bit. That's what I want to make money on. So maybe God is doing me a favor here, probably. I don't think I've shown this one. So when I clicked on, oh yeah, this is interesting. Other violations, remember they popped that one in on me? Oh, not only is the reused content a problem, but we found other problems after you sent us your appeal video. And look what it says. Channel violates other policies. Upon further review of your channel, our reviewers found that your content violates additional policies. What policies? You got this big giant black space. You did not bother telling me what other things I'm violating. They're just messing with me. Okay? They had no intention of no matter what evidence I would have came up with, they would not have reinstated my channel. Okay? This is Satan's little helpers. And I've always said that. There's never been a time that I did not say that YouTube is a tool of Satan. It is 100%. And I believe that to the bottom of my soul. And that's between them and God and Satan. I won't be there when they meet their maker. That's up to them. They're on the wrong side of history. Okay, that's on them. But here's the good news. I have I'll read the comments in a moment. I have the ability to monetize this channel outside of YouTube. There are companies that provide subscriptions for channels like mine that are not monetized. So instead of letting YouTube take 30% of for every dollar you guys gave me, YouTube took 30 cents. So there's companies out there that are willing to take 10, 13% and give me the rest. And that's probably the way we're going to go early next year. I don't know if I'm going to ramp that up right now. I don't think so. I'm not worried about being out the money. I'm worried about being out the monetization. So when I retire, I can get in a van and go across country and make videos and make money. But there are other avenues, and those avenues actually take less of the creator's cut to get that done. So I think we're going to probably go with those other entities. What we do lose, actually, I think I am on those other platforms. I am able to just go one-on-one with the people who are becoming members on a monthly subscription, which will start at $1.99 or $2.99. I don't know what their minimums are. I'm going to keep it cheap. It's not a matter of money. It's a matter of how many people are willing to do that. I'd rather have 100 people at $1.99 than have 50 people at $4.99. I'd rather have the numbers. I'd rather have the support of the people. It's not about the money. So that's where we're at today. Let's see. Jimmy says, reminds me, I'm going to have to lift my shirt so I can see it. Reminds me of the times of your other channels that kept getting taken down. Yeah, 16 so far. And I got unsubscribed by YouTube to some of your channels and the RSS feeds again. Yes. Yeah, it's the games they're playing. And they think they're in control of something, and all they are is in control of this little dying platform. I mean, Rumble, they don't give you, if you use an Aerosmith song in your video, you don't get a strike for that. You don't get there's I don't think you get a strike for anything on I have heard of videos getting taken down, but it's very rare on Rumble. And I do have a Rumble Red Step Stacker without the S channel. And these videos were automatically uploading to that channel. And then they got cut off. And other creators have said, yeah, my videos no longer automatically upload to YouTube, to Rumble either from YouTube. And I do have a Explore America. It's either Explore America or Hello America. I haven't added anything to it yet. I got to contact Rumble, and you do get a live human person on Rumble to talk to, and they can help you do things. So I will reestablish this channel, even if it's one video at a time, on Rumble. Rumble, I think, actually does have a member service, just like YouTube. Not sure that I'm going to use that. And if they're taking 30%, why would I do that? But again, it's not about, the only thing that I lost here is my ability to go on the road and make money, gas money, as a retired man, which isn't going to happen for 3.5 years, and to make content on the road and be self-sufficient on the road. That was my only intention of this channel in the first place, is to take my retirement on the road and to find a place eventually to settle down to, or maybe buy 2 or 3 acres I could park a van at a few months a year. But nonetheless, maybe YouTube did me a favor, because I'm not that upset about it. I feel a calmness, an odd, like, as soon as I found out, this calm came across me. Like, everything was like, this is the way it's supposed to be, that there's a calmness, and I don't have the same shackles on me this very moment that I did 5 days ago. I can say stuff now, and they can't do anything about it but shut my channel down. And they have to have a really good reason to do that. Me just saying that YouTube is a hand of Satan is not enough to take me down. Everybody kind of knows that. Bud Spencer, for real. That's above my head. Rumble is another platform like YouTube, but more truth. Yeah, and I've been a member. I've got 3,500 subscribers on my Rumble channel, because I was there at the very beginning. I was there trying to get the YouTubers to switch over in the silver community. Hey, start a channel here. It took the Guitologist 3 years. I was telling him, come to Rumble. And eventually he went to Rumble. And he's a pretty big channel. So I can go to Rumble. I do, you know what? I watch Rumble every night I'm either watching the Alex Jones app that just came out, that I believe was taken off of the iPhone app store, but you can get it at alexjonesapp.com or ajnapp.com, and you can download it there. That's where I originally downloaded it before it was on there. But what I do when I go onto Rumble and I'm watching Alex Jones at night, I rewind the video like 2 hours, and then every time a commercial comes up, I just hit the fast forward button so I don't have to hear the commercials, instead of listening to it in live time, and then I'm stuck there listening to him sell methylene blue for 4 minutes or whatever. Because it's kind of like, Alex Jones is kind of like commercials mixed with some intel. It's kind of the opposite. There's more commercials, but that's because they're on the radio. Laurel says, is this a fair? Yes, that is it is a copy of the original, my friend. Good old Farrah Fawcett. I'm trying to find other iconic posters to put up um, even just outside of the camera area in my apartment, and I'm having a hard time. This is like the only iconic one. I forgot how many she sold of those, but it was an amazing amount. I think it was 5 million. It could be wrong. I don't remember. I also want to thank you guys are really, really getting into my 5 a.m. Questionnaires. And and I do love yesterday's questionnaire. I think it was 172 people commented on yesterday's questionnaire, which was about what was your what generation of Camaro was your favorite. And I love doing those. And I love looking at the results every other day. I love seeing what you guys think, and especially the ones that don't have a wrong answer. And I'm trying to think of the ones that are just like one that's coming up. That's going to come up. I'm like 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So like November 25th, you're going to get one that pops up that says, "What's your favorite barbecue wing? Do you like the drumette part of the wing, or do you like the flat?" That's what it's called. I didn't even know that. But I personally like the drumette. But the flats are easier to eat because you can just put them in your mouth and go, and all the meat comes right off. So I got to think of more of those. And if you have a good idea, put it in the comments of any of those type of posts. So if you're like, hey, ask this question, see what people think, put it in there, because I'm having a hard time keeping up with, I've come up with 100 ideas so far. I'm coming close to running out of ideas of things to ask the group to see what was popular and what wasn't popular. So I would appreciate that. If you have any ideas for my polls that come up every other morning, please put that idea in the poll. And then when I go to the YouTube Studio app, I'll be able to, it'll pop up at the bottom for me to see. So she was a good actress. Yeah. She was a beautiful lady. It's the only blonde I ever had a crush on. I'm a brunette guy. That's the only blonde ever. I'm more of, was it Betty and Veronica? I don't remember which one is the blonde. I think Veronica's the brunette. I'm always more the brunette type. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for joining me. Bud Spencer for real. Oh, what was Bud, that dog? Is that dog? What was that dog's name from the Bud commercials? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for your time. I want to thank those ladies who brought Gibby above his goal for the homeless for the shelter for the people who don't have homes. And it'll be fun to watch over the next few years. Gibby's church build the church behind the shelter. Why? I got millionaires. I'm sitting next to millionaires at church. And I haven't been there in a little while. But when I was there, I'm sitting next to very wealthy people, and they never thought to build a shelter. But Gibby's church, which is full of middle, lower class people that are a paycheck or two away from being homeless themselves, thought, let's build the shelter and then we'll build the church. That's a church that I want to be a part of. I am so ashamed of my church. I am so ashamed that these millionaires, these Bulls players and Bears players and doctors and lawyers and corporate presidents and owners, never dawned on them to build the shelter before they build the church. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Laurel. Peace and love worldwide. Live your life before your life lives you. Keep on smiling. Let's keep digging into our vintage roots, Americana culture. And thank you for your support. Amen. Peace out, Red.